Electric Elevation. Today we have our special guest, Clear Soul Forces, and I'm going to have them introduce their names individually first.
What up, though? This LAZ.
Yo, it's Novelist.
It's Elijah Day.
Email.
All right, so we're glad to have them here, an authentic hip-hop group that keeps it real. So we're going to start off by just asking them some questions about how long they've been rapping. So how long have you guys been rapping together as a group?
We've been a group for about 11 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you also have individual things that you do as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And do you guys like performing better as a group, or when you're doing your individual thing, or how does it go?
No, more than anything else, I'll just say that it's like, it's a different experience each time. You know, you sharing the stage with 4 people, and that's got like a certain cool energy or whatever. But then, you know, you getting 4 times as much space to do you when you rocking by yourself, you know, but it's just different. It gives a different feel to the people. It gives you a different feel yourself, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I had to agree. I had to second that.
Okay.
It's like, and then it's especially like if you in a smaller venue, then it might be better to do it with, you know, not as many people. Just depends. You know what I'm saying? It's all situation.
That's an interesting perspective.
Okay.
Yeah. Because when we do group shows in small spaces, it's just too much, you know. It's just like the Hulk smashing, you know, a jelly donut or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it just don't. It never really pans out. You know, we be running into each other and the fans.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, with the industry, the way it is now, with a lot of the younger rappers and some mumble rappers, we won't say any names, but do you think that people appreciate the things that you do and the way that you guys do it and how you keep it authentic with like being like original hip hop? You think people really appreciate that?
When anybody can go.
Yeah.
When I have a different perspective than everybody, so I can't talk about it. I obviously am. I feel like I'm a antagonist here because I like trap music and mumble rap.
Okay.
At what they deem. So I don't know. I like both. I
I
like all audiences. Like, you know, because I grew up, you know, listening to Cash Money and all that type of stuff. Like, that was the trap music then. You know, Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys and all of them. Like Manny Fresh and all them. But I think that what I like, what we should be taking from it is just to keep the lyricism alive.
Right.
And that's my perspective on how, like, so I like what the young guys do is just like, I wish they would be more lyrical. And so that's my take on it. And I believe that we should show people how to appreciate it instead of being like, you know,
like, doing this?
Yeah, being like the old heads. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, no, I like some of it too, but like he said, I mean, I just appreciate, you know, that it just on a different perspective. I appreciate that it's something that young kids could do, or younger people can do to get them off from doing something else that they could be doing. You know, the music industry as a whole is kind of wild, but that aspect of it, the fact that it can get people around other people into different situations out of what they in, you know, the conditions that they in, that's something that I think is respectable. So to me, if you out there and you got your music and you grinding, do it. Detroit got one of the original mumble rappers. We was talking about it the other day.
We ain't gonna say no.
No, we're not gonna say that.
Like how she said. Man, fuck that, dog. Hey, man, T3 was doing it, bro. Hey, man, can we cuss?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, hey, look, he was, and shout out to T3. That's the homie. We're back
He was
on
way ahead of his time.
You could put Fantastic Volume 1 on it. She looking good. Let me tell you something. When he was here, we was like, what is this? But look, like how you said, he ahead of his time because it still went with the beat, the flow. Like, it's still music. Like, so, I don't know. That's mine.
This is what it is.
Okay. You have any input?
I ain't gonna say that I don't care. I just been saying this kind of consistently. Niggas gonna nig, man. Niggas gonna do what niggas gonna do regardless. You feel me? So like, niggas gonna nig. So why I'ma spend all my time?
That too the other day.
Yeah, like why I'ma spend all of my time trying to police what somebody is doing in their free time, and I wasn't even there, and it doesn't involve me
at all.
I'm at a point now where it's like you look around. You could just say names of people who are successful rappers. You could say Yellow Wolf, and you could turn around and say Tyler the Creator, but then you could turn around and say Lil Xan, and then right after you say Lil Xan, you could say Icy Twat, and then after you say Icy Twat, you could say Lil B, then you could say Jay-Z, then you could say Vanilla Ice, and then you could say Biz Markie. And you know, and it's like, it's just like a million motherfuckers that make up the ecosystem, and I'm just like a part of it, doing me. Cause I don't think that people pay me no mind like that. To the, oh look at what this nigga, look at like I don't think nobody doing that to me. So why I'ma spend all my time doing that to them? It's just cheese to me, you know, like.
Right. And at the end of the day, like he said, at least it's keeping people out of trouble, and if somebody else can inspire somebody, let them do their thing, long as, you know, at the end of the day, it's something positive coming out of it. So, hey.
Hey,
so,
man.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't even mean to cut you off. I just feel like, fuck that, man. You know, like, I feel like the young people got us wrong. You know, they feel like, you know, because we do hip-hop, that, you know, we not cool, and we don't like women, and, you know, like, we don't drink, or like, we don't smoke. Like, we do the same shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, the attitude is like, I'm, you know, we're above you.
I'm depressed.
Or, you know, you got, you're beneath us, or something like that. And it's really not like that, you know. I believe everybody could be different, even though we do the same thing. This is just your way of delivering your message, you know. And I think that if we can appreciate them, maybe they can learn to appreciate us. It's like each one teach one. It's just like, you know, taking the barrier off from the colored and the white folks. We still in the building. We still in the same building. Like how you said, it's the ecosystem. We all still here because, you know, I hate to hear that XXX. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't listen to his music, but you hate to hear that.
Right. Just
in the same breath, what about somebody who wasn't listening to hip hop, who wasn't affected by Mac Miller, but that widely affected me? You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I'm done. I'm off of it.
All right.
Okay, so now we're going to just talk about, like, the Detroit scene. So, how do you feel that Detroit artists are perceived in general?
You mean like by local or by global standards?
How about we do both? First by local, then by global.
By local, we probably not as beloved as we want to be.
Right.
By global, we probably. I mean, I'm not talking about us personally. You talking about us personally, or just like local artists, like Detroit artists?
Local artists, like as far as getting support, all of that.
Yeah,
supporting your own city.
When you are artist, when you are artists coming from here, we a city full of artists, you know. So it's like, it's the artist to fan ratio is a little off here. So you got a lot of people reaching to other artists for support, and other artists support as much as they can, but they artists, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it always seemed to me like you gotta leave here, get recognition, and then Detroit will recognize you. To me, that's how it always seemed to pan out and to work, with the exception of street rappers. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the only exception. I mean,
But do you feel like there's a lot of hating going on here?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think it's a lot of artists hating on other artists here. Not.
I think it's a lot of hating
I
everywhere.
feel like it's like
It's a lot of clicks.
a lot of people don't even. I don't even expect street niggas to even know who we are for real.
No,
You feel me? Like
I mean,
I don't think we register on Dope Boys Cash Out Radar. Like no shade, we just don't. Like we just do different shit from them. You feel me? And I think it's like a lot of. I love that about Detroit. You know, like I got my man's Lionel over here. You know, I grew up in Colorado, and he can attest to that. We didn't. The thing I love about Detroit is you can ask a regular person from Detroit on the street who's one of your favorite rappers, and they might put somebody that's from their city in their top 5 right next to niggas like Wayne or Gucci or Travis Scott. Like with no shame, like they'll put Sada Baby on the same list as, you know, oh, I listen to Sada, I listen to Gucci, I listen to Snap Dogg, and I listen to French Montana and Drake. Those are my 5 favorite rappers. That does not happen where I'm from. At all. We wasn't naming niggas that was from the neighborhood. No, you know, and that's the dope part about Detroit. I feel like they got love for their own, but you know, like he said, hip hop's not the shit here like that. It's like underground shit. Hip hop is, but like street stuff is that's what it is here.
yeah.
You don't want to add nothing?
I kind of went off on the last one, so I'm trying to chill.
Good on that one. Okay, so tell me about some of you guys' current and upcoming projects that you got going on.
You can take that one.
We have a album coming out soon. Called Still.
What?
Yeah. And we're about to go on tour at the end of this month. And, so.
What city is your tour gonna start in?
Our tour starts in Minnesota, right?
Minneapolis.
Yeah, it starts in Minneapolis, and then we'll be touring for a month, like going all over. We'll be back in Detroit. We got a show in Detroit on February 21st.
Okay.
So
At Deluxe
And where is that gonna be
at
at?
Deluxe Flux.
At
in
Deluxe
Detroit.
Flux.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, so we're touring doing that, and then I got another EP coming out called Sword of Nature. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but it'll be soon.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Upcoming projects.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, plug away, baby.
We got the album Pocket Jams about to come out.
Okay.
I'm real excited about it. I mean, nobody really. If you've heard or followed Elijah Day, I mean, I've made a lot of Clear Soul Forces beats and music, and I'm like really into funk music, and it's gonna be finally emerging like some of my music, like some of the funk music, and you're gonna be getting all of that shit. So, you know, it's coming. We'll be talking about probably like May. I don't know.
It'll be spring. It'll
May?
be spring.
Spring,
Yeah,
nigga.
it'll be spring.
There it is.
It'll be spring.
Come on, bro. You was just at the studio last night, bro.
Bring your hand over.
You working, bro. Nah, you working.
All right.
You working.
So I'm working on a project.
You almost done. nigga.
Almost done with it. And we just preparing to release for this album still.
What's the name of your app?
My project is gonna be called Ain't Life Grand.
Ooh. That's all you want to give. He don't want to give no more. Hey, look, I engineered on my bad. I push it. You gotta tell him though, bro.
Hey.
No. You know, I got to join a subgroup within the group. My DJ Illa Dope. you know. So we got a group called the Illis, and we'll be dropping something this year, you know, along with other little collaborations or whatever. So just stay tuned. Flows for days. Follow your man's FLOWZ number 4 DAZE. You'll see all that shit.
I probably have an album, like a beat tape.
I probably,
Oh,
I don't know when I want to put it out.
You gotta introduce yourself.
I'm Illadope.
There you go.
No one knows who I am yet.
Okay. The illest.
But they will. Yeah, like I produce, but I do it as a hobby. I don't produce to make beats for people, if that makes sense. I really only make beats for like my friends and the drive around to.
So if somebody offered you a large sum of money, you wouldn't want to sell one?
No,
Not at all.
probably not if I didn't know who they were.
Okay.
If I wasn't their friends, we just talked about this on the car.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, because, I don't know, like, give me an example. Give me an artist or something. Like, make a
Okay, what if J. Cole wanted to be?
No.
No?
No.
Let's see.
This your man?
Kendrick Lamar.
This your man?
Actually, I would try, I would want to sit down and actually create with him. You know,
Okay.
like, if he was just like, give me a beat, I would be like, no, because I don't want to sit down and create with him.
Okay.
Cause I like Kendrick, you know, but I don't know. I look at things different when it comes to like Elijah Day. He's a producer.
Okay.
I produce as well, but I don't look at myself as a producer. I'm a DJ that knows how to produce.
Okay.
Like I'm not. Like he's not a DJ. He knows how to DJ. He's a producer.
There you go.
I'm a DJ that knows how to
Yeah,
produce.
there you go.
He's on here respecting the space.
So me and him can talk.
I get what he's saying.
You know, but I'm not out here like, oh, my beat was on this. I don't care about that. I just rather have my people on it.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. I want to make something for him that has a bunch of bass in it, but not be trapped. I want to hear something. I want to see how he would rap on something that I would make. So stuff like that interests me. But if you were just like, oh, such and such or whatever, I'm just going to be like,
Okay.
nah.
All
J.
right.
Cole, I got the beats for you, dog. I'm gonna start making beats about
Oh, yeah, there you go. Shit, everybody trying to get that Dreamville
Tell me,
invite.
playing.
For sure.
Dreamville invites me. They handed them out, man.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Chris over here. You can't come on over here.
Oh no, man, I'm a ghost.
Are you a ghost?
Yeah, I'm a ghost.
Okay.
They don't
Chris
even
wanna be a
know me.
ghost.
They don't even know me.
Okay, so next I'm going to ask you guys, what are 3 things that people really need to know about you, or that you would like them to know about you that they may not know? And I'm going to ask you that individually.
What are 3 things that people?
That you would like people to know about you that they may not know.
I'm like, I just really like sports. I'm checking the score to this New England game. They beat the shit out the Chargers right now on the touch. Like I'm real heavy in the sports. That's one. I consider myself to have like I have like a weird savvy about myself. This mic, I feel like it's. Let me back that shit up. All right, you know, like I don't know. I consider myself to be like real savvy and shit like that. And I don't know. From Colorado.
Okay.
I had a daughter. I don't know.
How long you been up here?
Family,
How long you been up in Detroit?
like
10 years.
12 years.
That's like 12 things.
I mean, I don't know.
Now watch this one. Here.
He's gonna get 3 things.
Here's the one of the night right here.
I am a father. I love anime and I love pro wrestling.
All right.
Yeah. You gotta switch seats, Doc.
Oh.
Go ahead,
I mean,
though.
you can talk.
I'm
Shoot your
Illadope.
3.
That's one thing, because a lot of people, it's weird, like, I've
Right.
been around, but, shut up. For real, though, I've been around, but I lived in Colorado for a minute, and I moved to North Carolina. Been out there for 2 years.
Okay.
So.
And how long you been here?
I just got in here yesterday.
Okay.
I don't live
Now,
here.
did you know him when he was in Colorado?
In a way, yeah.
In a weird way.
Okay.
But no.
Okay.
But
That's interesting.
it's weird. But
What's number two?
number 2, I play games all the time. Probably more than anyone else in the group.
Okay.
I like eating food.
So you, I'm here. Oh, I wasn't ready, man.
I'm counting on y'all to
actually-
give something actually interesting.
You got 3 things.
I'm counting on y'all.
You're not gonna like
It's
my
a lot of
answer.
pressure on you.
You're not gonna like my
I'm
answer.
putting it on you.
You're not gonna like it.
All right.
I'm gonna have to pass.
Okay, give us one.
Go ahead, man. Just say it.
You seem like you the hypest one.
That's
I mean,
true.
but everybody know that about me. You
Not
know what I'm
everyone.
saying? Like, if you ask me what are 3 things people
Yeah.
want me to know, like
That they
I
don't
just
know.
or that they don't know, I just
You the best street. You the probably the best Marvel vs. Capcom player in the group.
Get the
Number
fuck
1.
out of here.
Man, he waxed y'all.
That's for sure.
He
Get
waxed
the fuck
y'all.
out of here.
I watched him wax you.
Get the fuck out
But
of
that's
here. And if you
I
talk,
don't know.
you
Like,
need
if
to
you
pick
want
them
to get
sticks up
real,
yourself.
like,
Why?
if people don't know, I'm a real emotional person.
Okay.
You know, so I feel my highs really high. Like when I be hype and I have the most energy, I feel that. And then when I be low, you know, I feel that too.
Okay.
You know, and like love, like I got love for my niggas. Just like I love like women, like relationships really matter to me. And I don't know, I be getting real sentimental. That's one thing. I don't know if, you know, men tend to, or I don't know, people tend to overlook like the love that, or sentiments and stuff like that. But I'm not shy when it comes to loving and stuff like that. That's one, like, I would say that's it. I'm gonna leave it there because
Okay.
that's one thing that I'll be willing to give some info about me that don't nobody know. They
Okay.
didn't know.
That's
Yeah,
one thing.
that's it. She said give us one.
Okay.
That's it.
Because he didn't have 3 really, so 1 was good. Let him
Okay.
slide with once. Come on in.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna slide in here.
Yeah, slide in,
slide to the scenery right here.
Slide in.
Right quick. All right. So 3 things. I have a son. I have 1 on the way.
Okay, congratulations.
They're gonna start the slow clap and golf.
I started making beats. I've kind of
I can answer for him. No, I have a PC way of saying this. He's an entrepreneur and a business owner.
Okay.
I'm an entrepreneur in the business owner.
Okay.
There we go.
You want to tell us what kind of business or no?
No.
No?
We gotta leave it at that. It's legal.
You should have said one of them was I'm real secretive.
Okay, so far as do you guys like to freestyle or you like to write or both?
Both.
Okay.
Dude.
All right. Now, when you are working individually, do you if you're not busy, do you come to each other's shows? Like he do a show, you guys come all the time whenever you can.
I be going to them nigga shows.
Yeah, he runs my Elijah Day runs my he runs all my sets. He's pretty much my DJ. So
I be going to them nigga shows.
Okay.
You pulling up on each
I
other.
be pulling up on
I
y'all
show up
niggas.
to all their
What's
shows.
your show?
When you hear,
But
Where you at?
I don't live out here,
that's
and I just be showing up,
this guy.
like you said.
This good. Good.
Okay, is there anyone that you guys haven't worked with that you would like to work with?
Please, by all means.
I already know his answer.
By all means.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, right. Yeah, like that answer right there though.
It's a lot of people.
That answer.
Okay, shoot off like 1 or 2 names.
I mean, I feel like as a group, it's kind of hard because it's already 4 of us. So I don't really know
For you.
who I would want us to work with necessarily. But myself, I would want to work with Joey Badass as far as like a current artist. But I always want to do a project with MF Doom too. That's like one of my dreams to do a project with him.
Okay, cool. You?
Who do I want to work with or the group?
Both. So you can say who you want to work with in the group.
I don't know. For me, like a lot of the people I used to listen to, it's a bunch of motherfuckers. You know, like for real, like whoever I listen to and think is dope, I want to work with Westside Gun. And listening to a lot of his stuff. Wajid. Shit, my own group members. You know, just like on my individual projects. More of my homies, you know, my people, but with the group, shit, like OGs, from the city, you know, it's like, I want to do some shit with Royce. I want to do some shit with Black Milk. You know, just more stuff that's going to let folks know on a larger scale that we nice, because we ain't collaborated with a whole bunch of people. I'm more or less like whoever wanted could get it type shit right now. You know, as opposed to being insulated. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, not any motherfucker. It's not like just some guy could just walk up on the street, yeah, verse, nigga, and I'm all right, bet, whatever. Like, not like that, but you feel me? Like, people of a certain caliber that got their name out and all of that shit. Like, I want to see what's what, see what we could create and do.
Okay. You too?
Shoot, I mean, it's like they said, it's a lot of people on that list. For me, like, as far as the group is concerned, like he was saying, people like Nickel and that would be fire. People been asking for that for a while. Yeah, like Elzai, that would be dope. You know what I'm saying? As far as the group, and then myself, not really sure as far as collaborating. Mostly just people that I know personally, like, you know, that I can have access to. It's a lot of people around the city that I like to collaborate with personally, but I still haven't done so.
Can you name one name?
J Prime.
Okay.
Yeah, she's dope. I like her on the song.
Okay.
For me, I don't, since I make like a lot of the beats, when I hear the beat and I'm like kind of working on it, I never hear anything outside of these niggas. You know, like I be like trying to figure out how to make a song work with 4 people instead of trying to add 5. So I don't know. And then also, let me stop saying I don't know, because I do know. These dudes, including me, we all have solo careers and we all have different sounds and we all push to be different versions of ourselves. Each time we open up the pad, each time we get behind the mic. So when I make a new beat, I'm thinking of the version of J-Rock I ain't heard yet, or Novelist. I'm thinking of the version of Flows for Days, or LAZ I ain't heard yet. I'm thinking of the version of E-Fave, the potential that he ain't reached yet. He gonna reach it on this record, and I'm gonna hear something new I ain't heard before. And that's kind of what they be doing. So I'm always kind of just ready to work with the new version of ourselves.
Okay, and he threw out a female's name. Can you what female would you want to work with? Artist.
Shit, it's a bunch. My homegirl Claire Renee is some artists in Colorado that's buzzing. Taylor Ray, she dope.
Okay.
Tanya Zanu, Detroit Che.
Okay. You?
Rhapsody.
Okay. And you?
I'd say Kimmy from Radio Galaxy. We have her featured on a song coming out with Clear Soul Forces soon, and she's gonna be on Pocket Jams too. So shout out Radio Galaxy.
Shout out to Radio Galaxy.
All right.
Out of Houston.
Okay. Now, my final question is going to be from each of you. What would you say to a young, upcoming artist that just needs a little bit of inspiration? Where should they start, or like what shouldn't they do?
Where should they start?
Mm-hmm.
I would
You go first.
I would just tell them to just be themselves and don't try to imitate anybody else. And just do what comes natural to them and do their own thing, and don't try to imitate stuff that's already out there.
Okay.
Stay in motion. You bigger than your neighborhood. Your music, your gospel. So travel with that shit. Be willing to travel with that shit. Don't sit on your block doing your shit. If you feel like your music is universal, then travel and go perform somewhere else. That's just not your neighborhood.
I would say don't let people tear you away from your dream. Like relationships, energy, whatever. Because we tend to get caught up in life and thinking that that's what we should be doing. So always stay on your mission.
I would say whenever you get a chance and any kind of opportunity to learn something about the music business, you should do it.
Whew.
I don't pass, man.
Whew.
Anything,
What?
anything, any
What?
little thing, any little thing, an article, or I don't know, if you gotta go to YouTube and listen to somebody talk because you can't necessarily read all that well. Whatever, it's no excuse. It's 2019, and so you should be able to. It's the information age. Anything you want to know is out there. You just gotta go find it and be open to it.
Okay. So on Instagram, you can find them at Clear Soul Forces. Can you shout your individual Instagram name out?
First of all, Clear Soul Forces is ClearSoulForces. Follow us. That's first and foremost. And then I got 2 pages that I jug off of. I got the Illest. That's DAILLAZ, the Illest, and then Flows for Days, FLOWZ, number 4, DAZE. Holla at me. Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram at Novelist CSF, NOVELISS CSF.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Elijah Day, ILAJIDE.
Yo, follow me on Instagram at your fucking favorite.
Boy.
At
How you spell that?
YAFUGGN. Favorite.
How you spell favorite?
FAVORITE. Your fucking favorite.
All right. You want to give yours?
Oh.
You stick your head in here.
Follow me everywhere. Illadope,
No, just follow them in one place.
ILLADOPE, everywhere.
At
Because
just one.
I provide special content everywhere, individually.
Exclusively.
That sound like a male escort
They
service.
do,
That
kinda,
sound
yo.
like-
You won't know. You won't know until you follow me.
Are
So
you
follow me.
soliciting your
Are you
services
serious?
right now?
Speaking in code and shit.
You gotta follow to find out.
I just wanted to say,
So,
I just wanted to say shout out Electric Elevation.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Shout out to EE Electric Elevation.
Yeah.
This is not listening.
Thank you.
Okay, so we want to thank our special guest for stopping by. Again, you can follow me at Electric Elevation on Facebook, on Instagram, and on my YouTube channel is at Electric Elevation as well. The podcast will be up. And again, you can follow them on their group page and individual ones as well. Thank you very much.
Hold up.
Okay,
What
hold
day is
on.
that album coming out?
February 22nd.
second.
Still coming out February 22nd everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music. You can go in your mom and pop shop and probably get it. Or probably not. You better holler at us online.
It's gonna be a time.
Peace. Check out that new album.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.